You are here in 8 bits, I think, for me.
Going on? I don't know why it's not connecting to my YouTube channel. Sorry. So I don't know if something is broken on my end. But yeah.
It says you are paired.
It says I'm paired, but it's only going on. Let me just check really quick. Go on with the episode.
No problemo. So good morning to everyone. We do have, so yesterday I said I thought CPI report was today, PPI report is tomorrow, because that's usually how things go. But apparently right now it's a rare reversal where it's PPI first, then CPI tomorrow. And that will happen before the market opens. And Jose, it is fixed. I am seeing the live viewers. So we do have a lot of people in the chat already, so good morning to everyone. I'll pull up now that I know how that works, I'll pull up already the heat map of the pre-market. Okay, pre-market, we are seeing nvidia up almost 3%. We have Oracle is up 31.4% right now, which is insane for a company of this size. AMD is up 4.3% pre-market. Broadcom up 2.7% after being down a little bit yesterday, but that's fine. Cadence is down 4%. Synopsys is down close to 25%. We already have some downgrades from some analysts. Palantir is up almost 3%. Micron up 2.5%, Arista Network 3.4%, and that's about it. All the rest are flat-ish at the moment. So pretty good all in all right now. Pre-market, we're quite happy. PPI report. I don't know if I saw something in the chat, but I don't think it's out just yet, or maybe it is. Let me double check. And if you do get anyone on the chat, if you do get the number before we pull it up, of course you can put it in the chat. But I do think that we have the producer price index was expected to increase 0.3% in August, according to the Dow Jones, and wholesale prices unexpectedly decline 0.1% in August. So apparently it is already out. Things are happening quite quickly this morning, but there is not much information. This is breaking news. Please refresh for updates. I did refresh. I got no updates. What a scam. But we do have, Charles V. Payne here with the goods. So it seems that we are significantly below Wall Street consensus. So this is the number that we got right now. This was July. By the way, this was July. We do have the whole numbers in this chat right here. So U.S. producer inflation comes in negative, below estimates. PPI month over month is down 0.1 versus up 0.3. Core PPI month over month is also down 0.1 versus up 0.3. Year over year, up 2.6 versus 3.3 estimated number, and core PPI up 2.8% year over year versus 3.5. So wow, that is quite a big difference. Quite a big difference, which is shocking. But again, people say, oh, this will impact the Fed's decision. I think it's set in stone that we're going to get a cut next week. The question now will always be, is it a 50 basis points one or is it a 25? And I talk about some macro data, and Jose already left me. It's like, this guy is like, no, macro data, not for me. Jose, did the macro data scare you off?
Macro data, I told you yesterday. Anything macro, if it's not chip, it goes over my head. But no, I was going to say nothing.
You're like, screw this thing.
Sorry about it. Screw this thing. Economy, what's that?
The probability of a cut is basically at 100%. It's 91.7% for a 25 basis point cut, and then 8.3 for a 50 basis point cut, which is, of course, up from 0% a week ago and 0% a month ago. As for December, we are also moving up here. We're moving up. This 5.4% was also at 0 a week ago and a month ago. So we are getting 2 cuts this year. The question, of course, is how big? Is it going to be a total of 50 basis points or a total of 75 basis points cut? That's the question. I think the market has priced in already 25 for September, and then we're ending with another 25. We'll see if a 50 basis point cut would be surprising the market. I did see someone put a huge bet on Poly Market on a 50 basis point cut for September. If it does hit,
Robert.
Huge congrats. I mean, they do say that the first 100,000 is the most difficult. Because then percentage-wise, like you go up 10%, you're up 10,000, right? It's quite a big number. Of course, if you go down 10%, it's also 10,000. Goes both ways. Well, what goes up can come down quite rapidly as well.
Don't bring that negative energy, Neo.
No, not negative. Realistic. I mean, we know, right? We know what happened with our portfolios in April for a couple of days there. What wasn't the nicest thing, but it was also a very good opportunity to buy a bit more. So 50
you
now and
20. You think 25 and 25, Neo? Doesn't it? I mean, again, I don't follow much of this, but I guess from what I've been seeing, kind of like my knowledge in this, and again, I've always talked about this is not a market that I follow. This is not something that I follow when I invest. But I've been reading that it's looking like they're expecting more of a 50 now and a 25 later. Is that a wrong interpretation of what maybe the market is looking at?
There is definitely more talks about 50 now than there was before, but the probability of that happening is still very small. But you never know. Jerome might come out and say, 50. That's what Amit said as well. I think when was it? An earnings report a while ago. It's like the stock crashed, but since I was talking so calmly and the people like the accent, some people said, if I need someone to read my eulogy, I'll call you.
Oh man, Neil, actually, there was something. Someone here, Miss Eldo, Jose, can you comment on Ed Citron's analysis of CoreWeave? He seems very bearish. If you could just maybe post it on Neil's channel, maybe I can look at it really quick. Am I supposed to know?
Who's Ed Citron?
That's why I sometimes don't want to be rude. I really don't consume any content outside of but would love to hear if I should know this person or not.
Ed Citron is I just googled something and there are 2 things. One thing coming up is like the title is CoreWeave is a time bomb. It's a time bomb. That was from Edward Citron in March. He has a X. He has a X account.
Hide that.
Let's see. So this is the post.
Recircling of nvidia and CoreWeave.
We need to talk about CoreWeave, the first big IPO of the generative AI bubble. Okay, this already gives me enough to work with. Generative AI bubble with a speculated $35 billion valuation, burdened by ruinous debt, impossible to meet capacity obligations, and a data center partner that's never built any AI compute. You want to dive into this, or you just want?
No, I'm okay. A data center partner that's never built any AI compute. I mean, they have the greatest partner of all, NVIDIA, helping them out. I mean, if you, I'm good. It's I mean, it's when you again, nvidia is an extremely big partner of CoreWeave. One of the main reasons they're able to build AI capacity at the scale that they can. We've seen kind of semi-analysis to their cloud infrastructure, and they put them at platinum for the main reason that their AI infrastructure is one of the lowest in failures when it comes to reliability for long term, which is crucial for things like AI training. Then you recently, there was a recent blog post by CoreWeave, maybe about 2-3 weeks ago. Kind of, I think we talked about it in the past, Neil, about earlier this year. Meta mentioned that one of the biggest things with AI training was just GPUs kind of just breaking down. The easiest way is kind of like breaking down. And if one GPU breaks in this whole massive GPU cluster, it creates a lot of bottlenecks. And CoreWeave kind of recreated it and showed that theirs are even way better than they kind of even some of the hyperscalers that are building these AI clusters. So I think they're really good at what they do. Maybe you can. I would have found it different if you were talking maybe about the business model. But if you're talking about their ability to build compute, about the generative AI bubble, that's a whole different thing. But if you were to talk about a business model and maybe bearish there, I can see where you would come from. But here, I don't know. I don't know if we should go on with it.
They mentioned, I saw a mentioning of WeWork in their newsletter, but I did not read through all of it. But it's, I mean, the fact that he started off by saying the first big IPO of the generative AI bubble, that tells me already enough what the guy thinks of the AI space. So
Meditation Mind has this pretty interesting question, Neil. Is CoreWeave about training or inference or both? Meditation Mind, it's both. I mean, I think this question was, CoreWeave was just at an conference event. I think it was last week or early this week. And that was kind of a question they had. And they pretty much mentioned that for them, they're more focused in just AI workloads. The great thing about being focused in AI workloads, a pure AI workload infrastructure, is that you can really much transfer between training and inference. And the main reason is inference is now kind of getting into these massive scales where the cluster size are becoming huge, are becoming immensely huge. And we saw from Oracle's earnings yesterday. Yeah, they're both Meditation Mind. They're pretty much the AI. They call themselves purely AI workload infrastructure.
Apparently, the chat is saying that there is a Nebius offering for $2 billion would make sense. I mean,
yeah, it was either going to be a dilution or a build of that, right? You know, I didn't think that was. I think for at least long term, and those that follow this one would have expected something really quickly.
Yeah, so stock is down 5%. I mean, I will do the same thing when if you see the move of the stock. I mean, why not? You would rather see them do this at all-time highs than at lows, obviously. Let's see if I can find something. In the meantime, if the chat would like to help me out a little bit, I made a post about my favorite stock that doesn't move much.
Oh my God. We got to help Neil out.
Trying to get Alex Chris's attention to accelerate PayPal's buyback because it's extremely undervalued. Market doesn't care. They're quite confident in their roadmap. So they need to send a message, the same message that Uber sent the market at the start of the year when they did an accelerated buyback of $1.5 billion. Stock is up 50% since then. So if you do have an X account, maybe retweet this or tag Alex Chris just to see if it works.
Now, if I don't do it, I'm a bad co-host. I don't even own PayPal, but now
I retweeted your most successful tweet yesterday with Oracle.
So you're welcome. I know, Neil. I'm ex-famous.
I know you are. But you're YouTube famous, which is even better.
I agree. YouTube pays better. Don't tell Elon.
I think he knows. Oh, I have something to show. I have something to show more on on Reddit and traffic. It's very interesting, by the way. So Nebius, announced the launch of an offering, convertible notes, and a concurrent offering of Class A shares to support the accelerated future growth of its business. Okay, talking a little bit about the Microsoft thing. We intend to use the net proceeds from the offerings we announced today, if consummated, to finance the continuing growth of our business. I mean, it's definitely going to happen, including the acquisition of additional compute power and hardware, securing strategic, high quality, and well-located land plots with reliable providers, the expansion of our data center footprint, and for general corporate purposes. We believe this will enable us to aggressively grow our core business in 2026 and beyond, as we aim to scale our global data center portfolio, including through new greenfield sites and the expansion of our customer base from AI native tech startups to larger enterprise. I mean, this is basically what they told us yesterday, or 2 days ago after hours, the plan, what was the plan going forward. So I'm happy that they're moving quite quickly here, which makes sense because they also said that they wanted to deliver things to Microsoft already in 25 and 26. So it makes sense for them to be moving this quickly.
Agree, Neil. I mean, now this $2 billion, I guess that's what, did they mention the number, or are people just doing the reverse math on it with the amount
there's
of
probably
shares?
another filing that's not here.
Right there, it says right there. Wait, so are they're doing two things? So they're doing convertible senior notes, and they're also doing Class A ordinary shares. Right? So they're building a convertible senior notes should be considered debt in the balance sheet, and then they're how much is the offering of these shares?
Okay, I'll start off with this one. Public offering of Class A ordinary shares. It has commenced an underwriting public offering of $1 billion of company's Class A ordinary shares. In addition, the company intends to grant the underwriters a 30-day option to purchase up to an additional $150 million of Class A ordinary shares at the public offering price. Yada, yada, yada. That's it. And then we have the other one.
There, concurrently with the offering. It's the third paragraph there, Neil, if you can scroll down.
But I want the updated. This is even better.
All right.
So here, the intention to offer, subject to market and other conditions, $2 billion aggregate original principal amount of convertible senior notes in two series, the $1 billion basically that we just read, and $1 billion aggregate original principal amount of convertible notes due 2032. And then, of course, the option to buy a little bit more.
Yeah. So they're building up $3 billion in cash. Out of that $3 billion in cash, $1 billion comes in the sales of shares, and the other $2 billion comes in the form of debt buildup. Mm-hmm. And again, this is it's not to scare investors, but I know a lot of investors were worried. We're kind of putting Nebius and CoreWeave against each other due to the balance sheet. But here, the balance sheet just the debt jumped by about 200% overnight. So again, it's not to scare off, but it's just to familiarize yourself that this is how this market is going to go. And for them to increase this by $3 billion, Neil, do you think in the upcoming earnings, they increase their CapEx by, I think they mentioned $2 billion for this year, if I remember correctly, around the $2 billion. Yeah, 2.5. Like, do you think it gets closer to 3.5, or do you think is...
I mean, it should, right? Because, and by the way, this is the fact that this happens after such a huge deal for Microsoft makes total sense. Like if you do this before a huge deal it gets announced, that's maybe when things get a little bit trickier. But this is after a $17.4 billion contract with Microsoft, and so yes, I do think this will accelerate and increase the capex projections for sure. Because why not? I mean, they have to. Imagine they don't. How will they meet the deadlines? That doesn't make much sense. So I'm happy with this. I mean, happy. This is something that had to happen, was bound to happen. Stock is down 6%, so we're back under 90. We're at $89.7 at the moment. Look, man, the lower the better for me, I guess, even though I did buy a little bit yesterday, but buying in little chunks at the moment. So yeah.
No, I agree. I think this has to happen. It had to happen. And especially good that you mentioned, right? It happened after the deal, because now investors can really see that, look, this is what happens. And the great thing is yesterday, Oracle kind of mentioned that the CapEx in AI infrastructure is revenue making equipment right off the bat. Once it gets running, it's already starting revenue. So it's weird to kind of look at these companies and see them build so much debt. And I know many bears are going to start to come out about this, but it's a great sign with the overall industry right now that if they're building this debt after earnings, after they gave us their guidance, in my opinion, it means that they can even increase their guidance for just revenue for this year as well. Since in theory, this wasn't probably baked into their numbers. Because if it was baked in, they would have already provided some certain information during the earnings. So I think we can even expect bigger growth in revenue run rates in the upcoming quarters because of this.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if they don't raise their own guidance after this. But yeah, okay. You wanted more news yesterday. Here we have now more AI news. We continue.
Not enough. More.
We continue. But yeah, I do have a couple of the thing I wanted to show you, right? Reddit.
And then we can talk about Oracle. There were some questions here, so guys guys and gals on both our channels, feel free to post some questions and thoughts. We will definitely cover as much as possible.
Yeah. Wait, why isn't this loading? Here. We've been talking a bit about the rise of Reddit, right? Especially the Reddit stock. But the rise in Reddit, the traffic on Reddit is incredible, especially when you compare it to X. So SimilarWeb here had a good post. Man, I hope they didn't remove it. Oh no.
Amateur hour. Here we go, Neo. Oh my goodness.
I know, I have it here. I have it. Okay. So Reddit is nearing X in total visits and may surpass it within the next year as the 5th most visited website globally. In January, Reddit trailed X by 900 million users. By August, the gap narrowed to 400 million. Look at this. Incredible.
You know what I wonder, Neil, if kind of what I think the person that was shorting Google mentioned, a lot, when you do a lot of AI prompts, it goes through Reddit a lot.
Yeah, but it would go through X as well, no? Or not?
I don't know. I mean, I don't normally see it go through X. It probably could, but I think it's more Reddit than anything else. So I wonder if there's really any fluff there with AI. Does it really matter? But does it really matter is another question. But the first question is somehow this being fluffed by AI as well, as when you kind of a lot of these inference, I see it Reddit thread, kind of looking for certain information. Very rare. There's a possibility that it could see X, but I say very rare. Does it usually go on X unless probably I'm using Grok.
Yeah,
but
okay,
I think Anthropic and OpenAI, I see a lot of Reddits when it's kind of doing that thinking. So I wonder if there's any fluff happening there. Not saying there is, but wondering.
Do you have to sign in on Reddit to read everything? Or is this part of the Google deal maybe? Because I think a lot...
You don't Reddit, Neil? Oh my goodness. Embarrassing.
Sorry, I'm not...
Well, I mean, I don't post on Reddit. I'm just, every time I look for anything, I always put Reddit at the end. But no, you don't have to have an account to read or anything. You don't even have even to read all the threads. It's not like after you read 3 comments, you need to sign in. It's you can keep on reading and reading and reading.
Yeah, no, because I think that they had this before, no? Where and you had to sign because there was that pop-up, that annoying pop-up, like sign into the account to read or something like that. I don't know. But for Reddit, I think this is the trend makes sense, because if we look here at the global quarterly average daily active uniques for Reddit, it has significantly increased over the past year and a half or so. So I guess maybe a mix of both. Maybe a mix of both, because there are definitely more users on Reddit than before. Monetization wise is also, because even if traffic is being manipulated, let's say because of LLMs, you would not see better, you would still need to see better return on investment from advertisers and all of that. And I think they're still seeing it, which is why the stock is up so much this year. So yeah, maybe a mix of both.
And all I want to say is CoreWeave is ripping. This is wild. CoreWeave is having a nice moment. Congratulations to all the CoreWeave investors.
How much up are
for
we?
now? We're 110 today, so 10% today, and then we were up pretty much another 10% of the day of Nebius news.
Very nice.
Very nice.
There were some, before we jump into the Oracle stuff, I know there are a lot of bulls here in the eVTOL industry, whether it's Joby or Archer. I am still undecided about it. The only thing I can say is that if I start hearing these annoying sounds over my head on a daily basis, I think I'll go nuts. But Joby and Uber, Uber will integrate Blade Air mobility services into the Uber app next year. I do also think that Uber once sold their air mobility platform or something like that to Joby a couple of years ago. So here again, Uber doing everything to become a basically everything app. And I made a post about that as well, which I'll talk in a bit. Needham raises a SoFi price target to $29 from $25. Very positive on crypto, AI, the lending segment, etc., etc. So that's good. Oracle is kicking ass here.
Neil, and sorry, they keep saying it seems our audios are off in volumes. I don't know if you have auto gain in. I think I don't know if I'm too low or if you're too high or what's going on here.
I was a bit too high. Yes, I was a bit too high, which is interesting that we only found out 30 minutes in.
I mean, they were saying it earlier, but I didn't want to bother you.
I mean, you should. There was the Hoods Summit yesterday as well, so they announced a couple of new things, like shorting is available on, or will be available on the platform, and SoFi was the example that was used. I found that quite interesting that they used SoFi as an example. They also wait, how high is my? No, I think it's fine in my headphones.
I think you should be now testing.
No,
Is it better?
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good. So Amit, of course, new social feed. So social investing has become a big thing, but social investing has existed already for a long, long time. eToro did it over a decade ago. There was a social aspect in investing. The thing with Robinhood is that, yes, some of the things, I first thought that Robinhood was now a major sponsor of an F1 team, but I think Vlad just wanted to look cool. The thing with Robinhood is that they sometimes, yes, they do come out with things that are not available on other apps, but most of the times these are just things that already exist on other apps. But that doesn't matter much, because Robinhood wants to be that one place where you can trade, invest, save, whatever, all in the app. It's done very, very nicely. Very good. I mean, I think the UI UX there is probably one of the best there. And that's the thing. They don't have to reinvent the wheel. Like, as long as they take great features from others, or they come up with new ones, and they integrate all of that in one app, the user will have fewer incentives to leave the ecosystem, which is a bit like the Apple playbook in the last 10 years or so. Sometimes they come out like with the M chip, which is great, but a lot of the time they're just doing what Android devices have been doing for quite a long time. They're upgrading a couple of things here and there, and that's good enough because they know that people are anyway stuck in the Apple ecosystem. Same thing with Robinhood here. They're doing what they should be doing. It's not crazy reinventing the financial wheel, although you might say, yeah, but tokenizing stocks, yeah, okay, maybe. Although I much rather just own the stock straight out than not, but fine. It is what it is. As for
it reminds me a little bit of like Apple, right, Neil, where it's like you don't have to be the first to do it, but once you have that massive ecosystem, it seems like you're kind of recreating everything. But it's just because now more people are exposed. Because obviously eToro had it first, but it's like who really uses eToro, especially outside of the United States? I don't, especially in the United States, it's very rare to use it. But so I guess it's kind of that. It's like, look, I have the people now, and I can release this product that seems to be doing really good. And Robert mentioned it, right? Social feed reportedly has the ability to increase the trading frequency of people. I saw that you're able to show kind of like realized P&L, a lot of kind of the trades that you're making. It's going to just show, oh, look, I need to follow this person. I need to trade with it. If that's good or bad, it's a whole different story, but it's definitely going to increase their trading volume if popular people start to kind of share their stuff there. Sorry to interrupt.
Sure. No, for sure. It's something that existed. eToro has been doing it for a long time. Copy traders, right? Copy someone else's portfolio has existed for a long time. It's not something new. But eToro could have been the Robinhood if they executed well. The reason Robinhood is where Robinhood is because of the flawless execution. It's also because of just Robinhood, the name. You might even say that what has happened back in 2021 with the whole GameStop AMC fiasco put them in the spotlight, which made them even bigger afterwards. So yeah, they don't have to reinvent the wheel. They just have to make sure that they delight the users. The fact that you can also see which stock slots will be affected by taxes, which one will not, like short-term capital gains United States, long-term capital gains, you are in different brackets. I think you can see that already in the app as well. It's very, very good. Like, it's very, very good. So congrats to all the holders, of course. And in Europe, I actually use eToro for some quick trades, and I started using Revolut as well. It's pretty cool. Now, last thing here before you can talk about Oracle. So Uber partners with Sephora. Beauty lovers in the United States and Canada can now get makeup, skincare, fragrance, and more delivered in as little as 25 minutes. Sephora is owned by LVMH, over $10 billion in revenue. And they become the first prestige beauty retailer on Uber Eats. Now, I made this very quickly. And here as well, I am sending a message to a CEO, because I do think there will come a time where Uber will have to make a choice, because Uber Eats, you only think about eating, but it can become an Uber anything app. Rides, foods, e-commerce.
I like that.
You name it. So Uber anything. Dara,
see, this you could have made me retweet. This one would have been cool. This one's the cool one.
Okay, so retweet this. you're a whole in this, and here you are a shareholder, so it will benefit you if they do something about it. But I do think that this should be the way that they will go. Yes, maybe it still makes sense to have Uber for rides only, mobility, but all the rest I don't think should be called Uber Eats anymore, or in the future especially. I think Uber anything or Uber delivery, or whatever you want to call it, I think is the rebrand that needs to happen. And Dara, I'm doing this for free for you, just because just because we are shareholders and we're very happy with the performance year to date.
Thank you for that, Neil. There were a few questions here from Oracle. I like this one from Eddie J. Neil. Jose Najarro stocks. I asked this a few days ago, but now I'm even more confused about the capex at Oracle. Capex went from 25 billion to 35 billion, a 40% growth in just one quarter, and I just don't understand how that could be enough, right? And great question, right, Neil? Because I mean, we see that massive RPO. How can you only be investing 35 billion and expect that to be enough? I do think there's a few things to consider. The first thing to consider is it seems like they're not big into owning the land. And I wonder if that makes it a little bit cheaper for their capital expenditure, if most of the capex is actually just pure AI GPUs, where some of these other companies actually like to own and buy the land and the mixture. So I wonder if that allows them to have a lower capex. The other thing is all these other hyperscalers do have other businesses. For example, obviously Amazon has about 100+ billion already of capex, but a good portion still goes to their e-commerce, the distribution centers there. So it's very rare to kind of see where how much of that is actually for AI data centers themselves. I think with Oracle is a more direct comparison. The other thing I would like to say is they did mention that for this fiscal year, they only expect their revenue to be about 18 billion and then jump to about 32 billion. I think was the number. I forget the actual number, but you see you see a strong 77% year-over-year growth here. So that 30 billion makes probably sense with that. But as you get that larger revenue expectations, I do expect CapEx to kind of follow similar, maybe not similar rates, but at least similar trends. I do believe the year before the 144 billion capex revenue that they expect, you're going to see capex much higher than it is right now. So capex is going to the RPO is through a 5-year time. I'm pretty sure capex is going to follow that overall concept as well.
Do have some questions here about Iron after the. I will say this. Look, I will say this. Of course, I am Nebius CoreWeave Iron as a size in position. I am bullish all three. But what I've seen after the Nebius Microsoft announcement on X is from some of the community members in Iron is completely delusional. It's like, oh, if Nebius can have this with Microsoft and their shit, then we should be getting way more money. Like, first of all, Nebius has been doing it for a long period of time. Like, we literally get a Yandex management engineering team in a much smaller company. You could say, yeah, but Iron has been building Bitcoin mining rigs in a very efficient way, and they're Bitcoin miners, and now they're switching, etc., etc., and so they know what they're doing. No, they know what they're doing that side of the spectrum. Now the market is waiting to see how fast they can bring up these GPUs online. That's one thing. Second of all, how efficient will they be in building those things? When they operate it, how efficient will that be? These are still things that are to be seen. It will happen. It will happen. I've seen a post, oh, if Nebius is worth $23 billion, how much should Iron be worth? Well, Iron should be worth what the price of the market is at right now, because it already is anticipating quite a lot of forward momentum from the AI cloud business. Now, when a deal will get announced, then you will get a re-rating, just like we got a re-rating from Nebius yesterday. But I still don't understand why people think that for Iron to be successful, the rest will have to fail. It's the same that we've seen with Tesla, for example. I think both of us are Tesla shareholders still and bulls. I think Jose even has the car and FSD. But what I've been seeing, especially this year, is like for Tesla, robotaxis to be successful, Uber has to be a zero. To me, it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. You can have a successful robotaxi from Tesla, and Uber as the distribution platform for all the other players out there will still be successful. Same here with Iron, same here with Nebius and CoreWeave. As you can clearly see yesterday from Oracle's earnings report, the demand is through the roof. And so all three will be winners. Some will be bigger winners than others. Some will do something specifically that the others will not. it's normal. But this constant like sports team like behavior to me just doesn't make much sense. And a lot of it does come from a very defensive position of people that actually don't have a clue what they own. They just think, okay, stock is at X dollar, it should be at $100,000 or something like that, because someone else made a post about it. Like this, so the amount of delusional takes that I've seen from a lot of companies out there is through the roof. But that's the social investing side of things. Lots of great things, lots of less good things as well.
Yeah, I agree, Neil. And I mean, there's so many companies, so it's hard to follow. The ones I can safely say that are definitely killing it in both, not just building great AI infrastructure, but been doing it for some time, are CoreWeave and Nebius. Those are the two I feel like I've done enough research to say, yes, these are true players. The others, I haven't done as much research. Obviously, we've seen Iron has a massive PowerShell capacity. I think it was one of their sites has the ability to be over 2 gigawatts, if I recall correctly. That is insane. Obviously, that's a major strength for them. But in the market that we're in right now, that can also be very bullish for them. But for me, at least for both power and AI infrastructure build outs, Nebius and CoreWeave are definitely the two top that I see right now. We also have some other questions here on Oracle, Neo. So can you explain who contracts compute from Oracle and why? A lot of players. I mean, they do have a lot of the AI labs, OpenAI. They've worked with XAI. They even mentioned it in their, I think, their transcript or something, Neil, or even the press release. They said they have almost all the major AI labs with them. And then Larry even talked about it. It's not just for training, it's also for inference. So those are who's compute renting out. There's also kind of like your hyperscalers that might need kind of some extra infrastructure, and then the database that Oracle provides also helps their cloud revenue. So it's a lot of big players that are in contract, and the compute is for AI infrastructure via training or inference. Now, this is another interesting point, and it does kind of, I think it's good to ask, is we should never take numbers to true value. So do you guys think Oracle inflated their numbers guidance on the call? Just curious, because they're known for adding fluff. The thing that I want to say is they gave us revenue expectations for this year, for next year, for the next few years. And that has created a baseline, in my opinion. If we ever start to see a weakness in that they're not going to meet the baseline, I think you can safely assume that maybe something is going wrong. Maybe there's some contracts that are going bad. But I think it's too early to tell. Unfortunately, you can. I mean, obviously, there's people like this. I saw this kind of post. I didn't really read it completely. But now that they gave us the number, 18 billion in cloud infrastructure this year, 32 billion by next fiscal year, we at least have a trend line that we can follow as investors and kind of create our own. Oh, we had $4 billion this quarter. It's definitely going to be plausible for them to meet the expectation. So as an investor now, you have to be at least every quarter, just try to make sure that that baseline is intact. And it's not that hard. Probably a quick minute or two, you'll be able to see that. But now they gave us the number. I don't think there's fluff, but at least now we have the opportunity to be able to verify it with upcoming earnings. So I'll pass it over to you, Neil.
Yeah, no, I mean, of course, the tweet is this. Remaining performance obligation is the sum of deferred revenue invoiced but not earned, such as prepaid, plus backlog contracts not yet invoiced. So deferred revenue went up by only $2.6 billion, which we can see right here, this. And all the rest is backlog. By who? What do you mean by who? It's literally written in the report, no? They name the huge player, and then they don't name the other big player, but we already assume that the $30 billion is from OpenAI in 2028.
But it's good to definitely think, right? It's like these backlogs could definitely kind of get canceled over time.
Yes.
And that's why, like I mentioned, you have to just be diligent every quarter to kind of, hey, look, we've added last quarter we had this much in their cloud infrastructure business. This quarter we have this. So now that we have 2 quarters, we're a little bit over 40%, 50%, just fake math that I'm doing right now, but we're 50% to the guidance here in 2 quarters. Then it seems like we're on track. I think that's how we continue to see, or based on the guidance of revenue. So I think now as investors, and luckily I think Neil and I will be on it, making sure that they're keeping on track with what they guided, at least for the upcoming years.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be surprised because it's Oracle, right? It's not like a shitco company. I'd be very surprised if they don't meet it. Um, but you never know. There might be delays. That's for sure. Okay, there might be delays, and then so if they do miss some revenue estimates, then they'll have to explain. They'll have to explain all of it. But I don't know. It seems like people just want to see things fail, especially in this AI race. Probably because one, they completely missed it, and two, maybe they just don't understand. Could also be a reason, in my opinion. Um, are you buying more shares of your? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I was buying. So mainly it's all shares that I've purchased. Um, am I buying more right now? No, I think I got happy. I did purchase um a little bit more after Nebius announcement at like $98. But I think I'm getting a little bit happy with what I'm buying. I like it below 100. And now that I've built this nice position, I'm going to be a little bit more cautious of when I add. If it was anything right now, they would be very small dollar cost averaging. But that's because it's already a big position. It's already a big position. So now I get to be a little bit more hesitant, a little more controlled. Dollar cost averaging wouldn't be bad as I do. It's crazy to say. If this market is as crazy as it is, I can see CoreWeave being a $200 billion plus AI cloud player. I mean, the infrastructure market is crazy. Um, and I'm not saying that's my price target. I'm not saying if we get there, I'll sell it, but it's not impossible for this to be right now it's 50. So a 4xer from here, for timing it's capex. It's in the long term. I don't expect it tomorrow, but we saw the RPO. That RPO is crazy. It's Nebius. All these have a great potential still being a multi-bagger. Obviously not a straight line, right, Neil? We will see a lot of volatility. Certain quarters, we might even see double-digit drops in percentage, and it's just to be expected. But overall, long term is still looking pretty good.
I mean, in May, the stock was at $100 billion now, I think. Because if we're down 50%,
Yeah, well, I don't think it reached 200. I think when we were, I think
no,
160,
100.
170. Yeah. Oh, I don't. Again, I don't think it.
Because now, let's see.
I think it reached around 90 something. It was 160, 170. Was the price that it reached?
Yeah, now we're 49. So pretty close to it, basically pretty close to it back in May, June or so. So I mean, for CoreWeave to move up so fast, I wouldn't be surprised if that will happen after also a huge contract announcement for them to also accelerate their growth, build out data center, buy more land, buy more GPUs from nvidia or whatever. Because CoreWeave, of course, is much bigger right now, but these contracts will come because someone needs more capacity as soon as possible.
I mean, if Oracle got that call of, hey, I need all the capacity you have, why wouldn't that person call everybody else as well? Right? I mean, if the market is just very compute constrained, and obviously compute constrained is not just chips, it's the power behind it. Just some other questions here, Neo. Do you plan to talk about Amcor or other semiconductor packaging and test service providers? At the moment, not yet. SSB, I think there's obviously opportunities there. If I'm looking for packaging, I think I'm looking more at the equipment players. So there are a few. I've done a few episodes of them in the past, but nothing right now.
Yeah, Klarna is going public today. That's going to be an interesting one to follow because it's also, of course, oversubscribed. Um, so that's an IPO for today. New York Stock Exchange is the exchange that they are getting listed on. I don't know exactly what time, if it's really with the market open or if it's noon or not, but Klarna is going public today. If you hold Affirm, Sezzle, or even PayPal, I think this is an interesting story, of course, to follow. There was a question. Where is it? I think I've seen this question pop up a couple of times. Who is selling more
Yeah.
to Oracle, Astera Labs, Credo, or Arista Networks?
I don't. I would say Astera Labs and Credo mainly sell more to the chip makers. So again, I don't follow that market too much, but if I'm correct, they sell more to like AWS, who's building the Trainium. It tends to be something that helps with the connectivity of their AI chip. So it has to be with whoever. With Oracle, you have to first see what's their major chip player and see who buys more from them. They might have some other networking solutions that actually they might sell individually to Oracle, but it's not a follow. The networking side I don't follow too much right now, and it's one that I really want to get a little bit more into because obviously that's becoming a big portion of revenue for these data centers as well.
Thank you for that. Quick on PayPal World, it is going to work. Yesterday, the CEO had a talk with a Goldman analyst. It is in the works already. I don't think regulatory processing issues is the problem. I think it's just I think it's definitely more of a being compatible with other payment systems. That is the problem. And that's about like the fact that you are going, let's say, on vacation somewhere and your wallet is not accepted because of the payment systems in place, the integration of that's the issue, and that's something that they're going to fix. They did talk already a little bit about the fact that next year there's the World Cup in the United States, Canada, and Mexico, and how that could definitely be a good, let's say, month and a half where they could test this thing out. So that's going to be quite interesting. Quite interesting. Roberto here with the super chat. Thank you for that. Any concern CoreWeave has not announced any other major customers and Microsoft went with Nebius instead of them? I don't think so. I mean, the OpenAI announcement happened not that long ago, right? I think, when was it? May? So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think two things are happening here, Neil or Roberto. First thing is, I think obviously you want to not just feel one competitor, right? At the end of the day, CoreWeave could end up being a competitor to Azure. So you don't want to just feel one player. You rather feel a lot of different players. I think that's the first thing. So they want to diversify a bit. I think the second thing, Neil, we kind of maybe reading between the lines of what the CEO of CoreWeave said yesterday was that it's crazy how these companies are willing to sign depending on who can build the capacity as quickly as possible. OpenAI just signed with CoreWeave, right? So they might have Microsoft might have came to CoreWeave and say, look, I need it by December. And CoreWeave was like, I can't do December, but I can do January. And then they went to Nebius, and Nebius was like, you know what? I can actually do it December or whatever. So I think it also had to do with the timeline, and maybe Nebius had a favorable timeline just because CoreWeave just had a recent big announcement. And I think that's why also, Neil, when we see the clause within the contract that they posted in the SEC, they really mentioned that one of the most crucial things for this contract for them to even be able to pull out is if they don't deliver on time. So time delivery seems to be a crucial portion of these contracts as well.
Yeah, I mean, because they need it now, right? That's why we've seen also the Nebius Microsoft one. It starts 25 and 26, not 28, 29. So yeah, the faster they can move, the better. Why is Nebius down? Raising money. $2 billion private offering of $2 billion of convertible senior notes, which was bound to happen after the Microsoft deal. So it happens already much quicker than expected, which is good. And the stock, we'll see. I mean, the market opens in 3 minutes. Right now, it's down 5.5% or so. Even with this, I don't think it will go down too much, just because of the magnitude of the deal. Yeah, that's why we're all here for. But yeah, anything
I don't
else
think
you've seen?
I don't think there's anything scary with the deal, with with Nebius, with what they announced, right? I think the only thing is, if you were one of those Nebius investors that just thought that their balance sheet was going to be perfect forever, in this AI infrastructure space, that's not going to happen. So if that was your bullish thesis, then obviously it's hurting today. But personally, I don't think it's bad.
No, it's just, to me, this is just them making sure that they can accelerate, move as fast as possible. And so I am not flinching, not selling anything anytime soon Nebius related. By the way, just so you know, my father is a big CoreWeave shareholder. I convinced him, but
Nice.
maybe you convinced him as well. But since I am the one managing that portfolio, I think you convinced me, so I convinced him.
You hit the buy button. So if anything goes wrong, it's on you.
Exactly. No, he has a good average, $92, which I think we're good now that we're back above triple digits.
Man, I'm so sorry to make this guy sleepy. I appreciate the comment and appreciate the support
it is
here.
early morning for you guys in the United States, so we're trying to make sure that you go back to sleep and you're late for your job or school or whatever. But we do have a minute.
We have any earnings today?
No, nothing special.
Yo, these people are wild. Feel like a little.
Pay him, and maybe he might do it.
Ding, 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 ding. We got the market open. We got some red. We got some green.
So market is open. Ding, ding, ding. Dong, dong, dong. Ding, dong, all around.
Ding, dong, ding, dong, ding, ding, ding.
Rotate my SMCI into CoreWeave. I mean, I'd rotate everything out of SMCI if I had it right now. Just because there are way better opportunities out there. Anyways, Nebius is only down 2.3% for now, but as we've seen yesterday, I think there is a pattern, right? The first 3 hours of the market are always like very, okay, maybe that's because half the country in the United States also is sleeping, but like the first 3 hours, yesterday we saw Nebius go down, and then suddenly at noon, 1 p.m. or so, suddenly there was a lot of buying action happening. And it's something that you can see with a lot of stocks out there. Like the first couple of hours, it goes into one direction, and then suddenly it starts to move afternoon Eastern time, that is. So Nebius down 2.6%.
Wonder why
right
Broadcom
now.
is up.
Why
Wait,
Broadcom?
is this heat map up that you have post market, pre market? Oh, that's pre market change. Put it back to normal market.
Still, I guess it's still the same, no?
Yeah, so Broadcom's definitely
sure. Yeah, no, it was the same thing. So Apple is down now 1.5% as the market is again realizing that nothing special about a new iPhone Air that nobody really asked for. I think people were waiting for flying cars, self-driving cars, robots, you name it. But no, you get now a thinner iPhone for, what was it, $1,000 or something like that? But okay, well, whatever. Nebius down 2%, Amazon 1.2, the local 1, Meta 0.6, PayPal 0.7. My tweet didn't help. or maybe it will help. So retweet it until they buy more shares. United Health is down also 0.6. Google flat, Novo Nordisk flat, even though it was down. It was down a lot pre-market because I think they announced 9,000 layoffs or something like that. CoreWeave is up 14.4%, ladies and gents. CoreWeave up 14%. I'll actually pull up the other chart right here. First up, we've got Oracle. Oracle is at $324, up 33.9%. That's crazy. AMD up 3.7. So we're here at that 50-day moving average. Reddit up 2.5, trying to make its way back up to its all-time highs. HIMS making some moves, up 4%. Bitmine up 4%, 4.5. Micron is up as well here. Micron has been recovering, but they're going to report last week or so of September. Nvidia up 3.2. Iron is up 5. So we are now above $30, ladies and gentlemen. Iron is up above $30. Applied Digital 4.3. Zeta is up 3.6. I still think that Zeta is very cheap, and I still think that they might be acquired.
Roro saying something's happening with Intel. Is Intel seeing a nice day?
No, it's only up 1.6, but I guess it's better than being down 0.6.
For Intel, that's pumping.
Yeah, I guess that's better than being down 0.6. Hood is up 1.3, New Holdings 0.5, SoFi 1.2. Duolingo is not down, so I guess there is that. Oh, look at this. Our friend Oscar is literally what Ale was literally flat for a second there.
I think, Leo, I'm just gonna, after the end of the stream, I'm just gonna close my computer. I'm happy with what I see today, and I'm gonna just go chillax.
Yeah, I mean, Oracle. CoreWeave is also here, trying to go back above that 50-day moving average. We do have some momentum. Do you think that the fact that we're seeing such a strong move from CoreWeave based on other company news is a sign of things to come or not?
I think it is. I mean, I think even without those news, even it doesn't have to be Oracle. I think just the market right now is just pretty tight. So for power compute, and it's such a simple thesis, and I think it's the only thesis that to me makes perfect sense, and I'm all with it. I mean, with power compute, Microsoft's done it. Why isn't anybody else going to do it? We see that crazy RPO with Oracle. So just the overall AI infrastructure market, I'm pretty excited, and I'm happy we have been talking about this, Neil. We can't. There's no way people can go and say no. These guys weren't talking about this when it wasn't popular. We were pretty excited about this, and again, stocks can drop, but I think the overall ecosystem is still going to be in a bullish trend.
Yeah, the trajectory of CoreWeave, in my opinion, is for the long run going to do something like this, right? But when you see something like this, we can go like that.
Like and sometimes you might even go really big down before.
Yes. Yeah, but I'm averaging out the peaks and the drops. But yeah, this is, by the way, not just for CoreWeave. This is for every good company out there. This is the trajectory up and to the right for good companies that do show growth, etc., etc., and the stock price will follow. But when you will see most of the stocks, do go up and they go down. They go up and they go down, but they go up more than they go down, and that's why you're going to see a huge appreciation in the stock price. And whenever you see these drops here, it's the worst time to sell if the business is doing well. If the business is not doing well, then yeah, okay, fine. But if the business is doing well, this is the shakeouts. Neil's pretty lines. I know I'm like Gen Z. No, not Gen Z. I'm not that young. I'm a Picasso of my age. The Picasso of my age. Let's see. Any names that are not on the list that let's see actually what the software dudes are doing.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't look, but obviously, I'm pretty sure AMD is
GitLab
doing good
is
right now.
AMD is up 3%.
That's still amazing.
Yeah,
Nvidia probably up a nice amount too.
Nvidia up
Synopsys down
also.
31%. Holy smokes.
Sheesh.
That is wild. Probably have to look at this. Let me just look at the group. I don't own Synopsys, but I think
Wow.
that could be one of those turnaround stories that we might want to talk about. We might maybe look at earnings later on that, Neil. But
Wow.
very, very crazy to see a third of a popular company like this drop.
Yeah, I saw it's because guidance was weak, but I mean, weak to cut the company in like a third
Yeah, that's
is
wild.
that's crazy. That's crazy. Um, what did I want to say? CRM. Let's see
Light
what's this
Digital
one.
back into the 16s. Pretty good. I don't
Yep.
own anymore, but congrats. I think you and Roberto might still be in it.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Yes, sir. We might
I had to
now.
go. I had to go CoreWeave. Um,
We have enough to buy a toilet in Florida now.
I could half the house.
Yeah. Did you see Mark Benioff saying that they plan on going back to double-digit growth for Salesforce next year? Of course, now they're at 8-9% or so. Going back to 10-11% could be a catalyst for the stock to start moving again, because it is a cheap company.
The Vertiv, right? The kind of power plays. Up on my Vertiv is up 8%. VST is that? I think that's Nancy's play, right? I think that one's up 4%. And then you also have GEV up about 4.5%. There was another one that I know people were talking about, BE, I think, Bloom Energy. Let me just add that one here. Up about 14%. What about Chewy? I don't know. No, I don't want to say it. I feel like I'll alienate people. I don't own pets.
Yeah, better you don't say anything about pets.
My little one loves the Pets movies, though. It's pretty. I've seen that one like 30,000 times already. Secret
I
Life of
love
Pets.
pets. I love pets. Chewy is down. I don't know. I don't follow the company. I don't have a pet anymore, unfortunately. But in the future, I will have.
People are playing more with AI than pets nowadays.
They
Bearish
have a
pets.
pet AIs, AI pets. Soon we will be AI's pets. Dum dum dum.
um,
FICO was
we can't end like the Cipher up about 10%. You have Bitfarm up about 13%. Iron
Cypher
about
has doubled.
6%. Wi-Fi up 4%. Wolf is still killing it with WULF. Now OLF is up about 6%. A lot of those bit miners, power shells are up at least 5-6+%.
Yeah, and what about Wolf, the the constant bankruptcy play here? What about this one?
Down 6% today after having a great day for some
Oh,
reason. I think they talked about
restructuring. They got the okay to
yeah.
restructure.
Couch is going to buy a baby tiger and call it Nebius.
I do have like a cool, but it's an unfortunate story. So I was in Thailand 10 years ago, and I did the usual
They're
thing.
called
So I went.
Nebius.
No, but I cuddled like a small tiger in those temples. But then, yeah, I found out that those tigers are probably getting drugged so they don't eat me alive. But damn it, that tiger was super cute. Very, very cute tiger. But no, I don't think I'll buy a tiger. I'll buy a cat and maybe a dog. Cat and dog. I had a cat for 14 years, so.
Um, let's see. I know we're gonna come in. Jose, do you have any interest in advanced SC companies, semiconductor companies like Graphene Photonics, MRAM? So MRAM is that magnetic memory? That's been around for some time. I know it's getting kind of like a excitement right now. Photonics, Photonics, I wouldn't be opposed to learning more. It's just there's just so much excitement with just AI and AI infrastructure. I don't want to dilute too much of my time into looking into others. So right now, I'm really focusing in kind of the AI chips, the AI infrastructure, but more for learning concepts, Simon. Yeah, I probably will be learning more about some of these throughout the upcoming months.
A couple of drone defense related companies. So I think, yeah, AVAV reported yesterday stock is flat. That's first, I think. But it's our favorite
It took me a while to
robotics.
get this.
I'm starting a pets AI company called CoreWeave. You laugh, but I'm pretty sure that if you do it well, it could be successful. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure these things already exist. I don't know if you remember the Tamagotchi, like the little device with the small screen, 8 bits, where you basically had to feed your digital pet every
Yeah, I used
day.
to love that thing.
Yeah,
That
it's such a genius thing. Such a genius thing. Symbotic, the robots company we always have to cover, but we never really do in full, is up 3.66% or so. Rubrik yesterday reported, and the numbers weren't that bad, and the stock is down 10% right now. So I am trying to find, because I saw a full tweet about all of the analysts talking about this. And most of them, if not all of them, are quite bullish on, because it is still fast growing. So we have Rosenblatt here with a price target of $115, solid quarter, top line growth of 51%, and 9% above their revenue estimates. Total subscription ARR increased 36%. So they're raising their price target. Here we have Cantor Fitzgerald with overweight rating, $115. Mizuho with a neutral $97. Got Goldman here at $120. And the stock right now is, I think, below 90, because it did drop 10%. Yeah, it's down 10-11% or so, which is interesting because it's been in that range for 2 months right now. And I didn't know Rubrik went public last year. I thought it was also an IPO of this year. But apparently it went public already a year or so ago. Did have a huge run up from the April crash, but it's been two months or so where it's been trading at the same area right now, which could be a good thing for those that want to look into that company, because it is a fast growing one. And Oscar is down 4%. Jose, what have you done? What have you done today? Unacceptable.
Sell some of your Nebius and just send me back to Florida. I mean, if you want your Oscar up, just pay me.
Pay you.
Send me back.
You're going to go back, I'm pretty sure. I'll give you like a month or two, and I think you'll say, yeah, I'm going to Florida again for the week. Probably a month or two, for sure.
I think so.
Yeah, based
2
on
months,
the cadence.
2 months, definitely.
Yeah. BMNR is up 5.7% today. So maybe it has bottomed, maybe not. We'll see. But other than that, that's about it. All the rest looks very good. Nebius is barely down right now. It's at 1.7, down 1.7%. So here as well, we are seeing some buying action, and why not? Again, why not? This is something that they had to do, that they're doing very, very quickly already. The CoreWeave up 20% almost is crazy, because it's non-CoreWeave related, but it is CoreWeave related indirectly, which might mean that maybe, I don't know, maybe someone knows something, and I'll take it. I'll take another big win for the week.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is the news. Oracle up 40%, CoreWeave up 20%.
Did we ever hear about an Oracle CoreWeave connection, or just indirect?
No, just indirect. I also think, I wonder if now with kind of Nebius increasing debt, maybe people are also seeing that CoreWeave's debt might not be as bad as you might have thought. Not you, but just the market thought, right? So
Yeah.
it's like if Nebius is building up debt, CoreWeave has been doing this, so maybe the bearish thesis of the debt isn't that as crazy as we thought about before. But I don't know. I don't know.
How does nvidia determine cheaper? This comment reminds me of something that you said yesterday, and I found it. I found the video of Larry Ellison talking about that dinner, that Jensen dinner.
It was Larry who mentioned it.
Yeah, I found it here.
But why you Uber sure? It just oh, go ahead. You found it pretty clearly.
What? Thanks. Hey, Larry, Jackson Ader at KeyBank Capital Markets. If I think about 2029, what about artificial intelligence has to go right for those targets to be hit? And how right does it have to go for those targets to be hit? Thank you.
Okay, I think on the AI, I mean, our dependency on AI. By 2029, I can guarantee you AI is not going to be the problem, because the simple phrase, the race goes on. And I mean, this is like Formula One. What do I mean by that?
This is a guy that knows things. Look
Really
at that smirk.
winner.
He
I mean,
knew
three
it.
people on the podium, but it's really kind of one winner. Someone's going to be better than this than anybody else, and multiple people are trying. And there is a race. If you listen to Jensen Huang, and I'm sure you do, I know you do, because I've seen his stock price, and I know. I went to dinner with Elon in Nobu Palo Alto. I went to dinner with Elon Musk, Jensen Huang, and I went to dinner, and I would describe the dinner as Oracle and me and Elon begging Jensen for GPUs. Please take our money. Please take our money. By the way, I got dinner. Please take our money. Take more of it. You're not.
How much
not
you think
taking
dinner is for
enough
them?
of it. We need you to take more of our money, please. It went okay. It worked. I mean, yeah. I mean, the demand for GPUs, the desire to be first, the desire to build the most capable neural network in the world, getting there first is a big deal. Whether it's getting there first in self-driving, or getting there first in reading cancer biopsy slides, getting there first in synthesizing video and making movies, or this impacts so many. Doing protein design, build design. I mean, we're very involved in designing both small molecules and protein, much larger molecules, peptides, proteins, for cancer therapeutics, designing cancer therapeutics. I mean, being first is very important. And the guys who are in this race are very smart, and they understand they need to be best at something. They'd like to be first. So they're spending.
If you can pause real quick there, Neil. He mentioned one thing that I thought was pretty great to remember. It's AI is not sometimes when we say of AI, we usually put it into one bucket, into just one thing. But it's like you want to be the first, not the first of what? The first of autonomous driving. So you have that market driving. You have the first of detecting some form of sickness via cancer or via so many other sicknesses. You want to be the first on that. You want to be the first in drone something, in whatever. But the AI market, you're going to be the first. You have to be the first in a lot of things. And not every company is going to be the first in everything, right? You're going to have the first. Maybe Tesla's going to be the first with autonomous driving. Maybe Oracle might be the first with software creation. They mentioned that most of the applications they're building now are just AI agents building more AI agents. And they made fun of like Salesforce a little bit because it's like we're actually creating applications of this. So it's cool. I'm bullish.
And this was a year ago, by the way. This video that I just showed was a year ago, which is crazy, because now you see where Oracle is at right now. So how does NVIDIA determine chip allocation to Oracle, CoreWeave, Nebius, etc.? I guess there is an order, no?
Yeah, I mean, I know Jensen, a few things that he mentions is first he talks to his big company, his customers. So he tells them, don't over order this chip because I will have a better chip in the future. So he tries to control kind of over inventory per customer. And I'm going to guess their supply chain team also has some form of plan that's like, hey, we can't just allocate everything to one player. We have to distribute, maybe not evenly, but we have to distribute so all these players can benefit, right? We don't want Oracle having all the chips because then it would destroy CoreWeave and Nebius, but we want to make sure that it's weird. They feed you enough so you're happy, but enough that the other players as well won't die of starvation, so they can continue to be competitors to you. So now it continues to fuel this competition. I think Jensen is an evil mastermind, but
Evil?
I do think, yes, I think of how he of the supply chain, how he goes about it. I think is very genius, but in a way where he creates it where you're not starving completely, but you're starving that you need to buy more at the same time. And he's making sure that everybody is still hungry. He doesn't want anybody get left behind, because if you do, then there's going to be less competition and there's going to be less supply, not less supply, but less control of the supply chain. But that's just my thinking. I don't know. Maybe Jensen doesn't have that evil mindset that I think he might have.
Did he answer the email you sent him?
No, not yet. I send an email every morning to Jensen.
Not yet. By the way, Nebius is now up 2% today after being
Nice.
down 4-5. And even Duolingo is up today, despite Apple announcing that AirBuds will be able to sort of translate some words, something that Google Pixel did a couple of years ago. But okay, we'll leave it at that. Apple is still down, so I think the market is pretty smart today. I don't know why Amazon is down 2.8%. I don't know if someone has seen something Amazon related, but it's down 2.7%. Google is also down a little bit. Might maybe have to do with Oracle. Maybe not. I don't know. But AirBuds, no? Yeah, AirBuds. Yeah, all the rest, I mean, I think we're quite happy. I think both of our portfolios today are doing quite well. Nvidia up 4%, CoreWeave 20, Iron 5.6, Applied 5. So all good here. I did see something, and I think we'll end with that. By the way, Jose, did we conclude what we're doing? Are we doing the close today or not?
We'll text about it, but I'm leaning to it if you have time.
Okay. It should be a short one because there's nobody reporting of interest.
Yeah, I don't know yet. Maybe I'll play it by ear. I'll text you.
Yeah. Hims and Hers, for those invested in Hims and Hers. They launched.
I'm gonna go check on the little one. Be right back.
No problem. They launched oral testosterone and expand men's health. That was the big news today for Hims. Stock is down. Stock is up 2%, but it was up a little bit more before. United Health is down a little bit today, but yesterday was a very big green candle for them. And I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of the names on a daily basis, on the daily here on the chart, are overbought at the moment. So of course it goes without saying that the CoreWeave here is making its way up, but it's also down quite a lot. So here, not overbought just yet on the daily. Same with Bitmine. Applied Digital, same thing here. Went down a lot, and now we are recovering. Iron is one that has continued to go up quite a lot, and now we are overbought. Nvidia is fine. Reddit is closing in, being overbought. Zeta is fine here as well. Micron is overbought. Hood is getting there. AMD is not, because of that little pullback that we've had. Hims is fine. SoFi is getting there as well. Duolingo, of course not. Palantir is fine here as well. Palantir is up 1.4% today. Marvell is far from it. Nu is overbought right now on the daily. Intel is not. Intel is forming a nice little area right here. AST is definitely not after the crash. It's actually oversold. AST is oversold. We have PayPal, which is flat today. Of course, it's not overbought, but it's also not oversold. Rocket Lab is neutral. Google should be, Google is overbought here by quite a lot actually on the daily. Novo should be fine. United Health, like we said, is a bit. Uber is fine as well. The local down today 1.2, but that's neutral. Meta is down a little bit today. So it seems like a lot of these big tech other than nvidia are down a little bit today. Apple is down. Nebius is up 3.4% and is of course overbought. And then we've got Amazon, and Amazon is fine. Yeah, and Oscar should be fine now. Yeah, it was a little bit overbought 3 days ago. So Friday, what day? Or Wednesday, so Monday. Now we're down a little bit here. I will release a video on Oscar either today or tomorrow. I had that planned before, but too busy. So yeah, Nebius with the turnaround. Nebius with the turnaround here. Yeah, so much for buying in the 80s. I mean, yesterday I did get to buy a little bit in the 80s, not much, but still a little bit. eToro. Yeah, eToro is another company that went public not that long ago. Yeah, not great. Not a great IPO, this one. I don't know what the lockup period is with this company. Might be expiring or might have expired already, which is why we're seeing this right now. But maybe this might be the market saying, okay, we like it at these prices, $45 or so. Now that you mentioned eToro, I wonder what Figma has been doing. Figma is also finding an area here, $50, $55. And then the last one here is Chime. And Chime was down quite a lot today. Well, not a lot, but it's down 1.6. So, okay, fine. Jose, you left. Nebius is at $100.
Nice.
Crazy, huh?
Want me to leave again?
Only to Florida.
Nah, it's a really good day. I'm pretty happy for that portfolio, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the people that are watching have a lot of AI stocks. So congratulations. Enjoy the win. Sometimes we get some bad days, but today we get to enjoy a really, really good day.
Today is a very good day. And we're not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. We're not done yet. The story continues. Unless you're this Zitron guy that is probably crying today. So I'm just cutting onions. No, you were wrong. You were wrong. But anyways, thank you all for joining us on this beautiful Wednesday. We might or might not see each other later today, but we will see each other tomorrow morning if it's not for the market close. So thank you all for joining, and we'll see